Namaste. Welcome to this session with Vidya Nahar. Please consult your physician to ensure the suitability of the exercises in the following video for your specific needs. The creators and distributors of this video are not responsible for any injuries or damages caused to you by following the exercises demonstrated in this video. Thank you for your interest. Good luck and best wishes. Please keep up your breath and posture awareness throughout this practice.
We're going to practice stretches by the wall today, so find a wall near you. Okay, let's get started standing up. So your block or your cushion between your two inner thighs. Again, as you all know, this helps you strengthen your inner thighs, and inner thighs are the muscles that support your knees the most. So keep your feet fully planted. Close your eyes, bring your awareness to this place that you're occupying right now. Feel your weight to the fronts and backs, right and left, insides and outsides of your feet, equally distributed. And while there is downward pressure on your feet, keep reaching up through the crown of your head, elongating your spinal column, separating your vertebrae. Feeling taller, spacious on the inside. Notice how the breath is flowing in and out of that inner space. Where it is in the body, if it is in your nose, mouth, throat, chest, abdomen. Feel the expansion with your inhale, contraction with your exhale. Just observing, not changing it anyway. Let it manifest your inner happenings. Nothing that's being observed goes unaffected by the observer. This is the law of quantum physics. In this case, you are the observer, you are the observed. The more you observe, the more you'll start noticing subtle changes in the ways you stand, sit, carry your day-to-day life, breathe, relax. Mastery over your inner happenings and in turn over your external happenings starts just with simple observation. Keep observing, keep witnessing. With this awareness of body and breath, invite your mind to be a part of this practice. Establish the intention of your being here today. Maybe you are here to learn something new about yourself, or let go of something that has been bothering you, or reinforce whatever you have been practicing, or restore your equilibrium. Test your strengths, challenge your limitations. Spend time with like-minded people, invest time in yourself, go more inward. Or you are here because your practice allows you to feel focused, strong, flexible, at peace with yourself, with your surroundings, de-stressed, happy, healthy, open to new possibilities. Whatever it is that brings you here, set it in your own words, make it your own practice, and release it. Let it happen at its own pace. Our job is just to practice, let the universe deliver the results. For the eye muscle movements, we'll draw alphabets. So draw capital letter A with your eyes, capital letter B, making these big moves with your eyes, capital C, D, capital E, F, G, H, I, J. Make this as big as you can, awakening your brain in the process. K, your eyes are directly attached to the brain. L, M, N, and eyes play an important role in the balances. O, P. So it's a good idea to activate your eyes before your balances. Q, R, S, T. Remember, not visualizing, drawing. U. So move your eyeballs. V. W. X. Y. Z. And rapidly blink your eyes several times, releasing the tension from your eyes, eyebrows, forehead. With your eyes open or closed, slowly turn your head to your right, going for the neck stretches, shoulders are relaxed, back is straight. Feel the stretch in the left side of your neck. Inhale, center, turn your head towards your left, feel the stretch in the right side of your neck. Remember to breathe. Come back to the center, drop right ear to right shoulder with right hand, pull your head down. As you walk your left hand down towards the left knee, feel the stretch in the left side of your neck. If your eyes are open, look at a point on the ceiling. If your eyes are closed, focus between your two eyebrows. Come back to the center, take your time, drop left ear to left shoulder with left hand, pull your head down. Walking your right hand down towards your right knee, feel the stretch in the right side of your neck. And again look towards the ceiling if your eyes are open, or focus between your two eyebrows. This is awakening your fifth chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, at your throat center. Come back to the center. Drop your head behind you, feel the stretch in your throat. Teeth are slightly apart. Tongue is relaxed, face is soft, mouth is closed. Fifth chakra or the Vishuddhi chakra is the center of spirituality. It's a very vital, delicate joint in the body. Slowly come back to the center, be extra deliberate, careful anytime you're dealing with your neck. Bring your chin down to your throat, feel the stretch in the root of your neck. Keep pressing your chin down, massaging your thyroid, shoulders relaxed. And feel all of this, not just doing it. So notice every millimeter of this stretch, of this movement, of this neck rotation that's coming up. Roll your head up towards your right with your inhale. Make it a slow, thorough, deep neck rotation all the way towards the top. Bring it down towards your left with your exhale. Finish it to the center. Reverse, take it up towards your left with your inhale. Another slow, thorough, deep neck rotation. And down towards your right with your exhale. Face front. We will do the shoulders here. So lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Lift and roll your shoulders back 3 times. Deep shoulder blade rolls. Lift and roll them forwards. Even if you don't get to do 1 whole hour of yoga every day, practice this 15 minutes of warm-ups every day. Raise your arms and make full arm circles 3 times in one direction and 3 times forward if you did the backward circles. Keep going. Now right hand behind you, swim forward, look back at your arms. Follow your arms with your head, neck and eyes turning back. Go with your backstroke swimming, turn back, look back, keep breathing. Stretch your arms all the way up to your fingertips. As you face front, palms facing down and reach out with your inhale, in with your exhale. Big circular motion, again reach out through your elbows, through the knuckles of your palms. Go the other way. Inhale out, exhale in, apart, together, one last time. Palms facing the sky, out with your inhale, in with your exhale. Keep going. Again. Go the other way. Inhale, open, exhale in, apart, together, one last time. Hands to your shoulders, elbow circles, exhale together, inhale apart, all the way together, all the way apart, together, apart, go the other way. Inhale, open, exhale, in. So this is all working your upper back, your chest, shoulders, elbows, forearms, palms together. Lift with your inhale, lower to the sides with your exhale. This is also impacting your heart center, your heart chakra, fourth chakra, anahata chakra. Lift and lower. Go the other way, out to the side, down in the front. Your heart center is center associated with love, compassion. One more time, empathy. Bring your arms to the front, open to the sides. You're opening that heart center, exhale center. Two more of these. Giving room to your respiratory organs. Open. Now roll them back at the shoulders and forward. External rotation, internal rotation at your shoulder level, not just wrist back. Forward, take your hands behind you, tightening your upper back, opening your chest. Remember to breathe. Now right there, I'm just going to turn away from you. Bring your hands together in the back like this. If they're not fully here, you may hold on to touch your fingertips like this, or hold on to your hands, whichever feels right, and just press your shoulder blades back and add a back bend. So just look up towards the ceiling, pressing your hands into your spine, and you lean against your hands, going to this deeper back bend again, opening that heart center, anahata chakra. This is where we start reaching out to other people after we fulfill our personal needs. Slowly, as you face front, interlace your fingers in the back and lift your arms as up in the back as you can. Again, tightening that upper back, opening your chest. Another back bend with your hands getting pulled away from your ears, away from your shoulders. And then start hinging forward towards your feet. Keep your legs as straight as you can, and you hinge at your hips. So don't round your back. It's okay to bend the knees a little bit, but elongate your trunk. For a second, look ahead. Bring your hands towards your knees and just look ahead. So you feel this length in the back. And bring your arms to the front. Push to the heels of your palms to the front. So it's a 90-degree angle at your hips. Keep your arms in line with your shoulders. So it's a right angle pose. There's a right angle at your wrists, at your hips, and at your heels. Turn your fingers towards the floor. Hold. Interlace your fingers to the front one more time and come back up all the way to the top. So this time another back bend with your hands up. Raised hands position. Look up to the ceiling one more time, adding that nice deep back bend. And add another forward fold, this time going deeper. So again, elongating your trunk, reach all the way forward. Wherever you go is fine. Still a warm face. Take your arms up to the right upper corner. Inhale. Right back corner. Exhale. Activating your spinal column in all directions. Left front corner. Inhale. Left back. Exhale. Left front. Inhale. Left down. Exhale. Finish it to the center. Reverse. Left upper corner. Inhale. Left back. Exhale. Right front, inhale. Right back, exhale. Right front, inhale. Right down, exhale. Coming back to the center, take your arms to the top one more time. This time keep reaching up with your arms and limbering your mid region. Make your gentle hula hoop circles 3 times with your knees soft, bent. Just rotate your stomach, your hips, your glutes, then go the other way 3 times. Like you're playing that hula hoop. Circling your stomach, hips, lower back, and then open your arms, inhale. Round your back, draw the stomach in, hug in the front with your knees bent, exhale. Again, inhale, open, adding deeper back bend, exhale, round it in. One last time, inhale. And exhale, get the blood circulating into all joints and glands. Hands to your knees, 3 knee circles. 1, 2, 3. Go the other way. 3, 2, 1. Stretch your legs one more time. Hands to the floor. Then bend your knees and arms up. So we are in this chair pose. You're still holding on to the block if possible, if you have that block. and go deeper and deeper and deeper. I know it's challenging, just keep going deeper, activating those thighs, going into this deep squat as low as you can, and slowly start straightening those legs. You're still holding on to the block, don't let that block fall off. So again, activating those inner thighs, stretch your legs one more time, add that forward fold. You're still holding on to the block, just rotate your upper body to the right side, adding a simple twist. Keep your feet planted, hands to the right, and raise your right arm looking back at your right hand. So if your left hand is not on the floor, you may keep it to the outside of the right ankle, right calf, and keep looking up to the right hand. Right hand to the floor, hands to the front, and walk your hands towards your left side, almost 90 degrees towards your left foot. If your hands are not by the floor, you may keep them by the ankle or the shin of the left leg. Raise your left arm. Keep it as perpendicular to the ceiling as you can manage, and hold. Bring your left hand down, place your block on the floor, and one more time, interlacing your fingers, come up to the top. Now with your left hand, pull on that right wrist to the left side, shifting your weight to the left leg, free up your right leg and lift it up, find your balance. So reaching into the legs now, leg strength. Bring this right knee in your chest, hands to your heart, pointing your right foot, extend your leg to the front, flex it back. Right front corner, point and flex, bring it in. Right side, point, flex it in. Right corner behind, point, flex it in, limbering your hips in all directions. Right straight back, point, flex it in. Right front and hold. The higher the leg, the more challenging it gets. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Bring this knee back and lower your foot. Relax, shake it out. So again, if you need a wall to support you for the standing balance, feel free to reach for the wall. So from here, with your right hand, pull on your left wrist, look to the ceiling to the left side. So it's important that we stretch the sides of the body every day. Free up your left leg and lift your left leg. Right leg is the supporting leg. Be thankful for that supporting leg and all the supporting legs in your life. Be that leg for somebody else. Bring that left knee in your chest, hands to your heart, pointing your foot, extend your leg to the front, flex it in. Left front corner, point, flex it in. Left side, point, flex it in. Left corner behind, point, flex it in. Left straight behind, point, flex it in. Left front and hold. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep standing tall. 6. So don't give in your back like this. 7, 8, 9 and 10. That's it. Relax. Let go. So we're going to start by the wall. I have a wall on this side. This side is, I'm just going to pretend so you can see my side. But this is my wall. So if you want to find a spot by your wall, and we'll do some plank and push up by the wall. So sometimes it's hard to get down on the floor, but we always have wall by us. So you can easily do these wall push-ups. Bring your arms in line with your shoulders in front of you on the wall, like you're pressing them against the wall. If this is my wall, imagine I'm pressing my hands against the wall in line with the shoulders. And from there, simply bend your elbows and bring your chest towards the wall, just like you do a wall push-up. So you just take your whole body weight forward and stretch your arms. Bend your elbows, you go towards the wall and come back in. Now to begin with, your hands are to the outside of the back, outside of the chest, and you are doing this bicep push-up. So your elbows are out in line with your shoulders. So you bend your elbows, take your whole upper body forward and come back. One more time, whole upper body forward and back. Now the next round of push-ups, you place your hands more in the front and not to the side. So not this, but you're going to bend the elbows downwards so it becomes a tricep push-up. So your hands are here and you bring your elbows down towards your knees and not to the side, but down and straighten. So when you lean forward, you put your weight with your elbows down and come back. Down. So if I'm here, I bend my elbows like this and come up. Bend down. So these are your tricep push-ups and up. And one more time, bend down and up. Now this time as you go forward, whether it's your bicep push-up or your tricep, lift your heels and just put your body weight forward and hold it there. So now, earlier your heels were on the floor, you're just putting your body weight forward. Now raise your heels and just feel more weight on your arms. So this is like your plank and push up, hold it there. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're comfortable, right leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right foot down, left leg up. If it is too much, continue with your both feet down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left foot down. Lower your heels and let go of your arms. Shake those out. So again, this is a nice weight bearing work for your arms. If it's hard to get down on the floor for push-up and plank, do it by the wall. Now we're doing some leg stretches with the wall. So again, hands to the wall. And now take your right leg back with your left knee bent. I'll show you here. Right leg back, left knee bent in the front. I'm doing same as you. You keep pressing your hands to the wall and press your heel to the floor. Left knee is bent, right heel is pressing against the floor with your right leg as straight as you can. And you feel the stretch in your right calf. Keep your arms straight. Raise your right heel, slide your foot back a little bit, and again press your heel down even more while you keep that left knee bent. So you enjoy this stretch again in your right calf and all the way from your right heel to your hip to your shoulder. One last time, raise your right heel and slide your right heel back a little bit, maybe an inch or so, and again press that heel down. So the whole time right leg is straight, arms are straight, left knee is bent. Now in the same position, stretch your left leg in the front. So while your right foot is flat in the back, now you're straightening that left leg and lower your head towards that left leg while your arms are still against the wall, and you keep lowering your head towards your left thigh. Straighten that left leg, breathe, feel the stretch in your left hamstring, right calf, in your lower back. At the same time, hands are pushing against the wall, so you feel this traction in your spinal column. Then again, bend that left knee and lift your heart, look up. Again, straighten that left knee, lower your head, go deeper than before. Don't move your feet, you're just straightening that left knee and bending the left knee. So again, bend that left knee, leave the right leg where it is, you just lift your heart, look ahead. One last time, exhale, lower your head, go deeper than before. Bend that left knee. This time as you bend that left knee, lift your right leg in the back. Your left hand is on the wall and reach for your right foot with your right hand. Go on the inside of your foot. Right hand to the right foot and lift up that foot up high. You may keep your left forearm against the wall. And don't lean on the wall. You push yourself away from the wall with your left hand. So you press the forearm down but don't collapse on the wall. Push yourself away from the wall as you keep lifting your right foot up in the back with your right hand. As you draw the right foot in, let your foot equally push back in your hand. So you open the right shoulder. Your right hand is pulling the foot in and foot is pushing away. So you straighten the right arm because your foot is pushing into the hand. Keep your right hand on the inner arch of your foot, the big toe side of your foot, yes. And now push your foot into the hand. So that's opening your shoulder, your quad, your hip flexor, and again come back to the standing position. So now you still have this left foot where it was. Now again bring your both hands to the wall and cross your right foot over the left knee and sit back. So now you're feeling the stretch in this right glute, right hamstring, right piriformis muscle. So if you were here, you're going to sit back and now stretch your arms and sit as back as your body allows you. So keep pushing your sit bones back like somebody's pulling your hips back, and you enjoy the stretch right there. If you need to slightly move away from the wall, do that. Remember to breathe. The left knee is bent, so not straight leg but bent knee. Weight is not on your left knee but on your heel. Then slowly straighten that left leg one more time. This time extend the right leg straight back and your hands to the front. So if you need to move away from the wall, so you can straighten your arms and straighten your legs. Go into this warrior 3. Remain as parallel to the floor as you can. Push into the wall with your 2 hands and just enjoy this stretch. At the same time, it's a lot of work for that standing leg, your left leg. It's bone density building for the left leg as you're putting your whole body's weight on one leg. Continue breathing. And slowly drop your right foot, walk your feet forward. Take your break, relax, shake it out. Breathe. I hope you're feeling that left leg. Now let's do the other side. So one more time, both hands to the wall. This time right foot to the front and take your left leg straight back. So now your left heel is pressing against the floor, right knee is bent. Keep your arms straight, pushing into the wall. Now lift your left heel and slightly slide your foot back. One more time, press your left heel down. The whole time your right knee is bent, hands pushing into the wall. Back is straight. Lift your left heel again, slide the foot back and press your heel into the floor one more time. Enjoy the stretch in your left calf. These are good stretches after you come back from your walks, jogs, bicycle rounds. Enjoy that stretch in the left calf. Now leave your left heel pressing down and you straighten your right leg. Start lowering your head towards your right leg. Both legs are straight, both arms straight. If you need to move away from the wall, do that. Stretch your arms as much as you can. Enjoy the stretch in your right hamstring and left calf. Now bend that right knee and lift your heart. So your left heel is still pressing down. Again, straighten the right leg and lower your head with your exhale. As you're holding the stretch, don't hold your breath. This is also giving you traction to the spinal column. As you're pushing into the wall with your straight back, straight arms. Bend that right knee, lift your heart, look ahead. Inhale. So anytime you lift up, look up, you inhale. And one more exhale, lower your head, right leg straight. Hinge at your hips. Elongating your trunk, not rounding. Keep the right leg straight. Knees straight but not locked. And bend that right knee. This time as you bend the right knee, lift up your left leg in the back. With your left hand, reach for your left foot and lift up this left foot as high as you can. At the same time, your right forearm is against the wall, pushing you back. If you need to slightly move away from the wall, do that so that you can push your forearm against the wall but keep your body away, so don't collapse on that forearm. Hold it there and keep lifting your foot up. At the same time, foot is pushing back into the hand like Natarajasana, King Dancer. But with the support of the wall, you can take it much higher versus when you do it from the standing position. Again, right forearm is pushing into the wall, upper body strength. Right leg is balancing, lower body strength. Left side, shoulder and hip opening up, stretching. Now bring your left foot across the right thigh, on the right thigh above the knee, bending your right knee. Push yourself away from the wall like you're sitting back. So Somebody is pulling your hips back but your hands are glued to the wall. Keep pressing your hands to the wall as much as you can and hold it there. Sit back. Stretch out your arms. Push into the wall. If you need to move away with your feet, do that. Remember to breathe. It should feel like a nice stretch for your back, your arms, your left glute, left hamstring. Again, good stretches for walkers, joggers, bicyclers. Continue breathing. And from there, extend your left leg straight back. And again, stretch out your arms. So if you need to again move away from the wall, do that. So you can extend your left leg and arms in straight line. Keep your left foot toes turned down. So this is your warrior 3 with the support of the wall. And again, you can do this throughout your day. Maybe you are in the kitchen doing something, waiting for that oven to heat up or something. Just lean against your countertop and do this stretch. You don't have to do one whole hour of practice at the same time. You can incorporate throughout your day these things. You can do this in the bathroom counter. Anywhere you have countertop, dining table. And lower your left foot. Start walking your feet towards the wall. Stand tall and relax. Shake it out. Loosen up. Okay, so now we're going to go closer to the wall with mat going perpendicular to the wall. Like this. Perpendicular, because we're going to be on the mat towards the wall. We're going to do first a stretch on the stomach, which will be a stretch for the spine. So again, I'll show you from the side. So if you are by your wall, go on your belly like this and just walk your hands up the wall like this. Take them as high as you can. You're on your stomach and just reach up with your arms on the wall. Stretch out your spine, extend your legs, tops of your feet are flat, and keep walking your hands up on the wall. Like somebody is pulling your arms up. Lift up your head, look at your hands. Hold. Keep looking up. Remember to breathe. Again, traction for the spinal column. Keep reaching up. Continue breathing. Hold. Like you're hanging in there for your life. It's a nice opener for your shoulders. Continue breathing. If at all you need a break, you can keep one hand down, one hand up. And then you can simply switch if you're doing one hand at a time. Or continue with your both hands. And again, stay there just a bit longer. The longer we hold this, the better we benefit from these poses. And slowly walk your hands down, 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 down. Hands by your chest. Lift yourself up and come up in your sitting position. Shake out, let go. So again, a lot of openers for your shoulders, your chest, tightening that upper back. So now we sit by the wall sideways like this, as close to the wall sideways, and then you start going down with your sit. So if you want to just see me while you are still sitting, because then once you are on the floor, you'll have to just listen. So while you are next to the wall, you take your legs up and go on your back as close to the wall as you can, so that there is no gap between your sit bones and wall. There should be no gap. So scoot all the way to the front until you feel that your legs are fully straight against the wall. There should be right angle at your hips. Okay, so do that now. And once you're all in that position, we're going to move on to the next stretches. So again, we start by sideways from the wall so that we can scoot as close to the wall as you can. Then you keep pushing your sit bones forward when your legs are up until you feel that your back is fully flat on the mat, supported by the earth, and legs are fully supported by the wall, and there is no gap between your sit bones and the wall. Alright, so in this position, this is a nice elevation for the legs. It's a good reversal of the downward pressure on the legs. Every now and then it's a good idea to elevate your legs. Maybe you can do it on a sofa or a chair. You go on the floor and bring your legs up. It releases pressure from those nerves in the legs. Now from here, point your both feet and stretch out your legs as open as you can on the wall, like you're making a big straddle. Keep pushing your legs wide open with your hands to the insides of your knees or your thighs and push your legs open. Keep pointing your toes and enjoy this nice opening in your inner thighs, pelvic floor. Keep pressing your hamstrings and your sit bones to the wall. Heels pressing against the wall. Point your toes. Apply pressure with your hands as much as you can. So the backs of your arms are active as your hands are pushing outward. Against this resistance of your hands, start bringing your legs closer together on the wall. So hands trying to keep the legs apart. Legs want to come in and they are going to win. They are the larger muscle groups. Now bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the wall. And lift up your sit bones like we do in the bridge position. Keep your hands by your sides, palms facing the sky, and you just lift up your sit bones. Take it a nice tall bridge up. Hands are still by your side. Raise your right leg towards the ceiling. Left foot is pushing against the wall. Right leg is up. Keep pointing your right leg up and lift up your sit bones even more towards the ceiling. And now bring your right leg overhead towards the floor, towards the head as much as you can. Right leg is going back, left foot is pushing against the wall. You may bring your hands by your lower back to support your back a little bit higher and bring your right foot even more towards the floor like it's a half plow pose. You have the wall supporting your left foot and let your right foot reach the floor overhead. Then bring your right foot up against the wall. If you want to let go of your arms for a second but maintain your bridge position and lift your left leg. So now right foot is pushing against the wall and you reach up with your left leg, point your toes up. So this is excellent support for those of you who cannot lift the legs in this shoulder stand leg position from the floor. So with the support of the wall, now you can lift up your tailbones. Now support your back with your hands, legs a little bit higher and bring your left foot overhead towards the floor. See if you reach about the same distance with your left foot as you are going with your right. Keep pressing your right foot on the wall and your left leg is reaching overhead. Support your lower back with your hands. Remember to breathe. Bring your left foot up on the wall and go down upper back, middle back, lower back in that order. So relieve pressure from that lower back or that lower back extension. Put your feet together on the wall like we do the butterfly pose or bound angle pose. Heels towards the center, towards the perineum, and with your both hands push your knees open like you're sitting on the floor and feet are on the wall. With your both hands, keep applying pressure on your knees, opening your hips. Again, this is a nice supported hip opener stretch. Your back is supported by the floor, so you don't have to sit up tall. You're already straight aligned with the floor and you're pushing your hips, knees open against the wall. Continue breathing, hold it there, stay. Exhale, stomach in, inhale, relax the stomach. Now in this position, drop the left knee to the right foot. Your left heel goes towards the floor. on the outside and left knee towards the right foot. Apply pressure with your right foot on the left knee. With your right hand, you keep pushing the knee to the wall. With your left hand, push the heel to the wall. Just a different stretch for your left outer thigh as you're dropping that left knee in towards the wall and left heel is going down towards the floor. Hold it there, breathe. Right foot is pressing the left knee against the wall. Right hand is pushing right knee against the wall. Slowly release, let go. Now start walking your feet in the other direction. That means you drop the right knee to the wall, left foot on top of the right knee. With your left hand you push the knee to the wall and with your right hand you push the right heel to the wall. Keep applying pressure with both hands, opening your hips, your inner thighs. Remember to breathe. Again, enjoy this support for your back. Exhale, stomach in, inhale, relax the stomach, that does not change. Bring your left foot again on the wall and right foot on the wall, both feet one more time in front of you. And again lift up your sit bones into the bridge position. Support your back with your both hands. And now see if you can lift up both legs towards the ceiling. If you cannot, you can always go back to the wall. But otherwise you can lift up, do that because you have the support of the wall. If at all you need to lean against the wall with your straight legs, do that. Or if you can lift them away from the wall like a Sarvangasana or shoulder stand. Keep walking your hands down the back towards your neck so you can lift your legs up. So those of you who have the legs all the way up, bring them overhead into the plow pose. Those of you who have the legs leaning against the wall, you can continue there. So whichever feels right. If you can lift your legs and bring them overhead because the wall gave you support to lift those legs, do that by bringing your legs overhead. Keep breathing, hold. Feel this compression in your stomach, stretch in your lower back. Remember to breathe. Take your legs up one more time. Bring your feet to the wall and go down upper back, middle back, lower back, slowly going down. Take your time, relax, breathe. From here, walking your feet down, go on your side, any one side, and stretch out your legs so you are away from the wall, going straight on your side, and just lift up this top leg as high as you can. So you are on any one side, but just walk your top leg towards the wall and keep walking it up high. So once you stretch your leg, bend the other knee and keep scooting closer to the wall. Just keep lifting this top leg and you press it against the wall. At the same time, the top hand goes overhead and feel this stretch from your top hand fingertips to the top foot toes. And you actively push into the wall. So you're activating the outer thighs, the inner thighs, at the same time upper body is relaxed. Keep reaching overhead with your top hand and keep reaching up the wall with your top foot. Lower side of the body is relaxed. Hold it. Actively press your feet towards the wall, especially the one that's on the top. Now bring the bottom leg up against the wall also. Top leg towards the front, back leg towards the back, like you're doing a split. And your both arms overhead. Top leg towards the front on the wall, bottom leg away from the front foot. like you're making a V or a crisscross on the wall with your both side legs. Stretches the side of your trunk. Keep reaching up with your arms like it's a pyramid. Breathe. Then bend your top knee, bend your bottom knee, and drop your both knees to the floor. Slowly bend your elbows and just turn the other way. Go on your other side. You still are by the wall. Bend the bottom knee first and start walking your top leg up the wall as high as you can. Just reach. Keep pressing the outer edges of your foot into the wall. And now stretch out your top arm. Your bottom leg and bottom arm are just relaxing, supporting you, but the top hand, top leg are being stretched. So keep reaching with the fingertips of your top hand overhead as far away as you can. At the same time, the top foot is glued to the wall. So you feel this stretching by pressing your foot into the wall. Remember to breathe. And now bring your bottom leg up against the wall. So top leg is moving to the front and bottom leg is moving back. And you feel this split-like position. Stretch out your both legs. If you're too close to the wall, move away from the wall where you can stretch your legs and stretch your arms. Both arms, both legs are straight. Pushing into the wall and keep reaching up with your both arms overhead. Breathe. So because your legs are pushing into the wall, you can reach much higher with your trunk versus when we do from the standing position. Keep extending with your arms, elongating. Breathe. Then slowly walk your feet back, bend your knees and just face the mat now. Face your mat and start walking your legs towards the wall, but lift up now. Stretch out your legs up against the wall, tops of your feet against the wall, hands by your sides and just lift up your chest. Palms facing the floor. So this is your lower back extension. Keep walking your feet, keep tops of your feet flat against the wall as much as possible. Lift up your chest. If you can bring your feet a bit closer, do that. So your weight is not on your hands. Hands are simply by your sides. And you're lifting your chest and lifting your legs in the back. Those of you can free up the hands and bring them in the front, do that. Or if you have a block handy, you can place your hands on the block. So this is your supported upside down canoe. Keep extending those legs. Tops of your feet flat. Stretch out your arms in the front if you can. Breathe. Or you may keep your elbows bent by the rib cage and lift up your chest. Whichever works for you. Slowly lower your hands, drop your knees, and with your hands by your sides, just push yourself up. Come back up, keep your hands on the mat in front of your knees, go by against the wall and just lift up your chest. So you keep pressing your knees, your feet, your shins against the wall, lift up your head, go as back as you can. So again the hands are supporting you, the wall is supporting your legs, keep lifting your chest up. Remember to breathe, hold. It's a lot of work with the support of the wall, support of the earth. Thank your earth, your wall for supporting you in the practice. Breathe. And slowly free up your knees from the wall and just come back In this knee sit position, relax your arms, shake it out, loosen up. Okay, we did a lot of stretching today. If you're ready for some kind of jumps before we rest, let's do that. This will help you strengthen the upper body. We need some upper body strength also. So you simply place your hands on the floor. You are facing away from the wall, hands to the floor, and then lift yourself up and jump your feet against the wall and jump forward. Does that make sense? So you exhale, jump your feet up. You can straighten the legs and jump forward. Good. So you stick both feet to the wall. Stick your feet up. If you can straighten the knees, do that. Otherwise, come back. Or you can hold. So jump your feet up against the wall. 1, forward, 2, forward. Like that. See if you can do 10 jumps. I don't know if I can do by this staircase here to show you side view. Maybe I can try. So it's 1. No, I think it's not going to work. I'll have to do it this way. So let's do 10 jumps together. 1, jump forward. 2, forward. 3, forward. 4, forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, that's enough. Let's work for your thighs. Scoot to the front ends of your mats and just get some wrist rotations. 3 times inward, 3 times outward. So you can practice your arm balances or upper body strength like this by the wall. Okay, I'm going to just turn my mat sideways. You can stay wherever you are. So we go for relaxation. Alright. Scoot to the front ends of your mats and reach up with your arms. Inhale. Add a forward fold. Exhale. Go as low as you can. There's a lot of limbering today in the spinal column. Raise your arms, inhale, and start going down with your exhale. Slow and steady move down. Take your time as you go down. Lower back, middle back, upper back. In that order. Once you are all the way down, extend your arms and legs. Get that full body stretch. Point your toes and fingertips away from the center. Flex your feet, flex your wrist. Separate your toes, your fingers. Make your ankle and wrist rotation. Circle them 3 times one way, 3 times the other way. Let your toes fall off to the sides of the mat. Bring your hands down by your hips, about 8 inches away from your hips. Fingers curl up towards the sky. Nod your head up and down like you're saying yes. Roll your head side to side like you're saying no. Release tension from your neck. Rest your head comfortably in the center. With your eyes closed, starting at the top of your head, establish your intention to relax. Make it a conscious process of letting go of all the thoughts, worries, desires, emotions, stress. Move your awareness through physical body, one body part at a time, making sure each and every body part is relaxed. Relax your forehead, let go of the wrinkles. Soften your eyebrows, space between eyebrows. Eyes, nostrils, mouth. Put a little smile in your lips. Relax your chin, neck and throat. Soften your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, palms, fingers and fingertips. Keep your breathing deep, even, slow, quiet, without pauses, without jerks, through your nostrils only. And slowly bring your awareness back up, relax your fingers, palms, wrists, elbows, upper arms, underarms, shoulders. Lot of weight bearing work with the arms, pushing work with the arms. If there's any tension still lingering anywhere, visualize it melting away with your exhale. Re-energize that area with your inhale. Invoke the presence of inner healer through your breath. Relax your chest, upper back, lower back, stomach, hips and glutes, thighs, hamstrings, knees, backs of your knees, shin bones, calf muscles, ankles, feet and your toes. Complete relaxation, your mind and body in total union through your breathing. Slowly bring your awareness back up, relax your toes, heels, ankles, shin bones, calf muscles, knees, backs of your knees, thighs, hamstrings, hips and glutes, stomach, lower back, upper back. Relax your chest, your shoulders, neck and throat. Soften your facial muscles, chin, cheeks, jaws, eyes, eyebrows, space between eyebrows, forehead and the top of your head. Keeping your awareness there, gently bring your knees in your chest, one at a time, no rush, no jerks. Hug your knees, wiggle your toes, awaken yourself from that relaxed state. And gently rock your body forward and back, roll it side to side. Make knee circles in each direction, alternate these moves at your own pace. Front and back, side to side, circling whichever feels right. I thank you all for joining me in this practice. Please thank yourself and everybody here for taking this time out to be here, for sharing positive energy in your practice with everybody. Please join me in sending our goodwill out to the world. May there be peace, happiness, health, love, laughter and freedom to enjoy it all for everybody, everywhere. Roll gently to your right, then to your left. From your left, come up to the sitting upright position and sit upon your block as we do our breathing and meditation. Sitting on the block allows you to sit up taller, supporting your lower back. We'll practice our lion breath today, or Simha Mudra. So for that, place your palms on the floor, fingers to the front to begin with, then just rotate them outward and then from outside towards you. So this is external rotation of your wrist, of your hands, and not going in like this. So it's not internal but it's external. That stretches your wrists also. If it is hard for you to reach on the floor while you are sitting down, you can slightly lift yourself up so you can go into this plank-like or cow position. If it's hard for you to remain seated, and then do the same thing. So again, feel the stretch in your wrist. For the lion breath, inhale. As you exhale, you draw the stomach in and protrude your tongue out and go with a long ah sound as long as you can go. This clears the impurities from around the throat region, clearing your Vishuddhi chakra. And again, do it as long as you can. We don't need to match or synchronize. Do it at your own pace. Keep the back straight, arms straight. Press through the heels of your palms down. Take a deep breath in. You take a break when you need to. Then we'll do a grumpy line, more like a bass sound. Before that, just turn your palms now to face you. So it's a different stretch for your wrist. So your palms facing the sky, and now internal rotation. So you rotate your palms inward. But at the same time, stretch your wrists. Don't tense your neck and your shoulders. So keep your shoulders away from your ears. Elbows straight. I see some elbows bending. Can you straighten those elbows? Stretch elbows straight and then sit back. So you can straighten the elbows even more. And now it's a grumpy line bass sound. This doesn't go that long, but it's still good. Again, clears all these throat impurities. And bring your palms to your knees. Sit up tall. Index fingers, thumbs together, palms facing the sky. So we are in this chin mudra gesture of consciousness. Keep sitting upright and tall. Close your eyes. Keep your awareness either at your diaphragm or your nostrils or your navel center, wherever you see your breath. Follow your breath in and out. If there are thoughts, let them come and go. Just be with your breath. We'll meditate upon 5 koshas today. Pancha koshas. Koshas are the layers. We all have these 5 layers in our body. The outermost layer is the Annamaya Kosh, or the food body. This is the body that we develop because of the food that we eat. And we can see, touch this body, the skin, bones, muscles, blood. This is our food body, Annamaya Kosh. Inside of that is our Pranamaya Kosh, which is the energy body. It is our energy force, pranic force that moves throughout our body, keeping us alive, active. Inside of this energy body or Pranamaya Kosh is the Manomaya Kosh. That's our mind, emotional body. That's where all our thoughts, feelings, desires, emotions happen. So the Pranamaya Kosh is sandwiched between your Annamaya Kosh and your Manomaya Kosh, your food body and your emotional body. So your mind and body both affect the breath, and on the other hand, if you are breathing consciously, you can alter the state of mind and body with right kind of breathing. Your breath is your doorway from your body to your mind and from your mind to your body. Inside of Manomaya Kosh is the Vijnanamaya Kosh, intellect. This is our discretionary faculty. This is where we decide what's right, what's wrong. This is represented by the 6th chakra, the Ajna center between the 2 eyebrows. when we do inversions, that helps this sixth chakra to clear our intuition, our decisive faculty. And the innermost kosha or layer is the Anandamay Kosh. It is the inner bliss that we are all blessed with. It's just that we seek this happiness, joy outward instead of looking inward and reaching into our own blissful layer or Anandamay Kosh. So when you laugh, that's the expression of this Anandamay Kosh. And when we laugh at the end of the practice, we are not waiting for anything outside to trigger that laughter. We just laugh because it is the best medicine. So we cut through all these external layers, body, breath, mind, intellect, the judgment, telling us what's right, what's wrong, and we just simply express our joy. Instead of making our happiness judgmental or dependent on things outside of us. And so keep expressing this inner joy. Feel this inner joy by going often inward in that inner sanctuary, your safe space where nothing on the outside bothers you, disturbs you, distracts you. The easiest, fastest way to reach this space is just to express your gratitude for whatever you appreciate in life. Maybe it's a small thing, maybe it's this moment that you have given to yourself to practice, or maybe it's the safe space that you are in, the physical space that's protecting you from external elements, or maybe it's your family, or maybe it's your body that's allowing you to experience life. So just express gratitude for all these things that we take for granted every day in and out. Just be thankful for your breath. And the more you keep expressing your gratitude, the more you keep moving away from the state of feeling miserable and you start feeling powerful, empowered from within, joyful from within, instead of making it dependent on things outside of you, relationships, jobs, properties, house, which are not always in your control. So feeling that inner joy, whenever you are ready to finish this practice, bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers in the back, exhale, bow down to Mother Earth for all the kindness. Inhale as you come up to thank the sun for the energy and the light. And more exhale down, being thankful for everything we have and everything we don't have. Inhale up. One last exhale down in gesture of a yogi. Forgive as you go down. Forget as you come up. And we are done. Namaste. Thank you so much. And let's do our laughter. So remove your block, make yourself comfortable. So again, just that inner expression of joy, because it is the best medicine. So rub your palms together, generate some happiness cream. Just like you apply sunscreen in the morning when you go out, or you apply cold cream if it's cold, or moisturizer. So think this is the cream that you're going to apply before you get out of the bed, or even before you go to bed in the night, so that you are happy when you go to bed and you're happy when you come out of bed. Sleep. So start applying this happiness cream. Apply it all over the body generously, profusely. There's no copay, no deductible, no insurance for this cream, for this medicine, no doctor's appointment. The only side effect may be a trip to the bathroom, but that's okay, you can handle it. And now if there is a certain area of the body where you need that more love, healing energy, maybe it's your knees, your neck, your shoulders, your wrist, Just let your palms hover over that region. Without even touching the body, you can feel the energy body and send your happy healing energy just by hovering your palms over that region, smiling your face. Invoke the presence of your inner healer. Stay happy, healthy, kind, be well, take care of yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself, extend it to others. And now we are done. Namaste. Thank you so much. And we are done. Feel free to share your thoughts, actions, feedback, whatever.
Thank you, Vidya.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Good. How did it
Thank
go?
you, Vidya.
Good. It was a different set by the wall today.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you. Good.
All right.
Thank you. The stretches were really good. Thank you.
Okay.
I love it because it helped because of my running that I don't usually do. So I added up a little bit more stretches to my regular routine now. What you should and what you should. I had a question though.
Okay.
Because I run a lot, I have some kind of a pain sometimes in my foot. So is there anything that you would suggest to relieve those stress in the foot because of walking and running a lot?
Yeah, I have a video for foot, like yoga for foot. So if you want to watch that, it's like a lot of pointing, flexing, ankle rotations, which we do in chair yoga a lot, but because we do standing, we don't get to do as much of these ankle rotations and pointing and flexing we do when we do the leg lifts and all that. But doing all these ankle rotation and just standing like this with your foot arch, putting more weight on the foot and then making a C shape, and then lifting of the towel. You missed the towel class the other day where we did a lot of foot exercises with the towel. So all those things will help with if you are running with your foot and your ankle and your joint. So we'll do the towel class maybe another time and you'll better.
Okay. I'm trying to get as much possible, but probably 25% now.
No, but that's good. I mean, the more you keep showing up, the better it gets. 80% of the success is just showing up. Everything else just falls in place. So you just have to keep showing up.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
Thank you. It was really good, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vidyaji, it was very good today. Actually, I was trying to do headstand. So yesterday, I was able to do probably hold by myself 10 seconds only.
Oh.
But yeah, after with little support, of course, I cannot do it by myself, raising up the whole leg thing up in the air. So after doing that, even on the day I did the, I think day before yesterday, yes, we did it, headstand, tried to do headstand. So I'm having really a lot of pain in my, I think it's the shoulder blade or shoulder headings, I think, and even in the neck area. So is it common?
Did you warm up your neck and shoulder before you did the headstand, or did you right away, okay, let's do headstand today?
I did it on the day with after the exercise, and yeah, I didn't do it anymore before I doing it.
Okay, so it's always a good idea, even if you do after exercises, but if you are on the floor ready for headstand, just kind of make sure your neck and shoulders are warmed up before you do that. And if you are doing with the support in the beginning, it should not put as much pressure on your neck and shoulders. So, and do it only what you can feel. In the beginning, yes, you may feel some more pressure and tension on your neck and shoulder because you're going to put your whole body's weight on that. But so give yourself that break. Okay, you did it yesterday, do it after maybe 1 or 2 days. So don't do it, okay, keep forcing yourself again right away. Give yourself always that break. Then slowly your body develops, the muscles develop the muscle memory, and then it will be easier to incorporate for a longer time in your practice.
Okay,
Just don't overdo anything. That's always the key. Everything in moderation. That's it. Okay. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. I will try to do taking it slow on myself. Yeah, of course. working on a lot of things.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. So take your time.
Yeah,
Okay,
Vidya.
namaste.